Well, hello my friends, and welcome back to the bench. Today is another tips and tools video where we test and go over various products and you can use in your hobby bench, and some stuff I haven't tested yet, which is this little vacuum cleaner. So it's kind of a combination of tips and product reviews put together. And I'm going to start with one that I get a lot of questions over. And that is, they can see in the background where I keep my stirring sticks, my knives, some markers. Over here, I keep my glasses, and they're ranked 1, 2, and 3. That's 1 magnification, 2 magnification, 3. I use 3 when I'm panel lining and scribing and whatnot. Right now I'm wearing 1s, that's why it's empty. And I just stuck a label on there. I got the decals, I think at Walmart. And I just reach for whatever I need. I'll show you now. Just glasses. And but somebody was asked me, what are those things that they're in? I think I showed a few times. Might as well show it now. It's right here, and I get them at the dollar store. Either Dollar Tree, I think, is one near me, and now it's $1.25. But they call them pencil holders, I guess. One place called it marker holders. They're in different colors, and yeah, that's all you need. And you put your, it holds my stirring sticks. You can see them back there, a bunch of them. Whatever you want to put in it. You know, it holds the glasses perfect. I think that's what I bought it for originally. Check that out. And as I said, I labeled all the magnifications. As a matter of fact, I think I got these at the dollar store also. So, you know, I got them on either side of me, stacked up. And I got some behind me. I bought these recently just to have as a backup. But that's what those are, and that's where I got them. I got them at the dollar store. They're called pencil holders. The blue ones, I think, said marker holder. If you want to go on Amazon, just type in the same thing. You'll see them. There's dozens of these. Just putting them aside. That's what they're called. All right. Next up will be these. Now, a subscriber, I was going to mention your name. I had you on a Post-it note, and I can't find it. So you know who you are. Mention below. These are PVC end caps for capping off PVC pipe. But he had the idea because he uses my cups, and he made a mess once, you know, with a stick in it and some paint, and it went flying. And it's happened to me a dozen times. And I used something else for this. No, I can't remember. I haven't used it in a while. I had some kind of bracket thing that was holding it in place. But he came up with this. This is the 1 1/4 size, $8 for 4 of them on Amazon. I did get these on Amazon. I'll put the link, and it just holds the little cup perfect. Now let's get another cup and show you what we're talking about here. See, you mix your paint. I mean, you reach over it, and they fall over. And in here, I mean, it holds up. And plus, with the weight of the paint, it'll be down even better. You can stick a washer or two in there and really weigh it down. So I thought that was a great idea, and I want to thank you for that. You know, mix them up, put them in there. It just gives you a little added security. And now I also went ahead and bought a larger size, because I do these sometimes in the background with these different sized Dixie cups, I'll call them. These bathroom cups. So this is 1.5 inches. This was $8.49 for 4 of these. But it holds these really well, and you can use a taller stick with these also. And this one really holds itself up. It's a lot heavier than the smaller one, like I said. This will hold. Everything's relative to the amount of paint. But if you put a washer in the bottom of this, you could probably weigh it down even a little bit more. This one's really weighed down. It holds all different size cups. And it holds this one really good. Wow. It likes this clear one. And this paper one. Oh, a little bit. Oh, you tuck it in a little bit. You got it. And so there you go. It's just a little added security. I like that quite a bit. I like these little tips that I get from you guys, and some from my dad for the years that he built, and I've always gone over those throughout the years here on the channel. But there you go, little PVC caps that will hold your cups perfectly. A great tip. Let's put that aside. I'll have links below for everything. Also coming up at the end, a new dehydrator I'll be showing you guys. That's in the other room. That's where it is now. And we'll end the review in that room. All right, so let's get the cups out of the way. One ran away from me. All right, next up, we have this. I've been showing this throughout the weeks here. And this is airbrush thinner, airbrush cleaner, and a flow improver. And these work great. Now the prices are, the thinner is $11.89, good size, 6.7 ounces. It's a good size, 200 mil. The flow improver is $13. I wrote it on the bottle. And the cleaner is $14. Now I'm running low on my personal airbrush cleaner. That's it right there. And my thinner, I ran out. That's behind me. But I'm out of one of the ingredients. My recipe, many of you guys use and love, I use a glycerin. And I think I'm out of it. I just got to go pick it up. But if you're out of ingredients sometimes to make your own, a large batch, it's good to have a backup. I have a bunch of acrylic thinners. Some you can't use with Vallejo. Some you can. We're going to test this now with Vallejo. And this is war paints right here. So we're going to spray some. So it gives you what you need in the back. You guys are pretty good at this anyway, but it's going to tell you 2 drops of flow improver to 10 drops of paint. So just a couple drops of flow improver. The cleaner we'll put aside. And the thinner, of course, it depends on the paint. 2 to 3 drops per 10 drops of paint. Now they're both thin. So the flow improver will also act a bit as like a thinner. So if it works with Vallejo, or Vallejo, that's a big deal. Because not many work with Vallejo, because any kind of a chemical affects it, globs it up, particularly rubbing alcohol, isopropyl. So you don't want anything that's alcohol-based when you're using thinners in Vallejo. That's why I don't recommend my homemade recipe in it. It'll gum it up. But if you look, you'll see no flame logo on this, so there's no solvent in it at all. So let's go ahead. I should have kept my little cup. Let me grab the cup. Let's grab the little cup holder. Look at this, a dual test. So we'll use Vallejo. I'm mixing it in my little paint mixer behind me there. All right, this is Vallejo's new primer. So I'm going to pour some in there. All right. So I'm going to put a few drops of the thinner. That should be it, because we're going to put a couple of drops of flow improver. Now what I do like what they did here is they made the packages different. So once you get your eyes used to what you're grabbing for, the airbrush strokes, I'm guessing, is for the thinner. And flow improver showing little splatters. That's pretty cool. And the cleaner is just a clean splotch. I like that. That was pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and mix it up. Now you can see right away it is not doing the glob up. That's an intense red. It's not globbing up like a typical, if it was alcohol based, or if it was my homemade one, which I don't recommend with Vallejo because it has isopropyl in it. So check that out. That's a few drops of the thinner, a couple drops of flow improver. So let's head over to the booth. Let's see how it sprays. Then we'll try the cleaner at the end. So I'll meet you at the booth right now. All right, at the booth, here we go. Poured some of that red in here. We're just going to spray a spoon quick. What is this? My Creos 274. This is my 0.3. How's that? It sprays perfectly through the 0.3, which is a little smaller than I use when I spray primers, but it just lays it down beautifully. All right, check that out. Let's go ahead. I'll let this dry. Let me pause the camera. I'm going to go grab the cleaner. I'll get this paint out, put it back in my cup. I'll get it back in the jar. Anything that's... I don't use any waste. I take everything out, put it back into the jar, and then we'll clean this out. All right, here we go. Let's get some cleaner in here. I like to use one of my gun cleaning swabs. Oh, look at that. It already removed it right from the sides. I was going to like do the swirl around the sides. I might be making more of a mess than I had to. I'm shocked. Look at how good it cleaned off the sides. Wow. Now, what you want to do is you want to spray some through, but you want to dump the rest out. You don't want to keep spraying dirty paint and water through. Right? You're going to grab your paper towel. All right? I want to do this because I want to show you how clean it got. That is not bad. This is a very good cleaner. Let's do a little back flush. With the Creos, you just got to release the cap. You don't have to hold the front. All right, let's go dump this out. All right, dump it out here. All right, now for the final one. See, it's a little bit down there. I would flush with hot water. I like brewed hot water from my K-Cup brewer. When I spray acrylics, I just get that ready. I use an old brush that I got from the craft store. And that's it. Now, at the end of your session, you want to, clean out the needle. But if you're spraying and you're getting no color on it, you're good for the next color. See that? There's no red at all. And that's it. So I am kind of impressed with this cleaner. Eliminates color rest and lubricates. So this has the glycerin in it, just like my home recipe. If you want to dry it out a lot, you get the pointy end of my gun cleaning swabs that I use. See, it gets any residue out. A little bit of red left in there. And there you go. If you want to take care of the needle, you just use the brush that we cleaned inside with, and you just come across the needle like that, and you're ready to go. So I'm impressed with all three. All three are great. A very good backup to have. $11 for this big size is pretty damn good. The fact that it works tells me it's worth it. All right, let's head back to the bench for another product. All right, right in the middle of the video, I'm going to show you guys that I have new paints coming out. And they're coming out today. They'll be at Gundam Pros. This is Rose Gold. All right, check this out, a flat black. I got a satin black. All right, we have pearl white. Now the pearl white is pretty awesome. It can be sprayed on top of anything. It's got a little bit of that blue look. Check that out. And is that my blue? Here it is. Here's the pearl. Nope. Here's the pearl, and that's over a gray base, pearl white. You can see it's got that pearlescent look to it. And then I have pearly blue. Check this out. Depends on what you spray it over. This is over gray. This is over black. Depends on how deep you put it on, how much layers you put on. Look at this. This is a gray piece from an airplane kit. So there it is, with no paint. And this is with the pearly blue on top. Look at that. So those are the 4 colors that have come out today. They'll be at Gundam Pros. Rose gold, satin black, pearl white, pearly blue. So there you go. We're going to put that aside. I saw them out of the corner of my eye, and I says, oh, I got to show those new colors off. And there you go. The pearl white is really nice. I'm going to do a few things with that. I'm going to see what candies look like on top of it. So anyway, let's go on. This is a rechargeable desktop vacuum. Talked to somebody who was using one of these things. So I just grabbed anyone that had high review. What the hell is that? Had high reviews on Amazon. This one's only $10, $9.99. I wrote it on the box. And I charged it up and then stuck it back in here. So I haven't used it yet. So I'm curious as to how this thing is going to work. Now, I would just brush everything off, but they said sometimes that'll leave a cloud. It'll hit a piece that's drying. Vacuums are kind of a good idea. And it has this attachment if you want to go into your keyboard or crevices or get in spots. But how powerful can this thing be? I already charged it, so let's get this out of here. Let's see. Kind of blew through the sides. Well, we're not going to know until we make some kind of dust here. Look good on the black. Let me get a piece of plastic and we'll do some shaving. Let me go grab something so we can make a little bit of a mess here. All right, guys, to get some visual here, we want to get the... Because if I'm going to go ahead, I tried doing this. My Bucasso sander. You know, I'm sanding it down, and it's doing a good job. You can see all the white on the... But it's so fine, it's almost just being captured in the bit itself. So let me turn this off. And I wasn't showing up anything on here, so I said, you know, let's get a blade here. And there it is. I can scrape it down. Now we can see. Now we can see what we're doing here. If it can't pick this up anyway, what's the point? All right? So let's get this out of here. All right? Let's figure this baby out. Let's see if it works or not. Here we go. It's working. Let's get into the big stuff here. Yeah, if it's a little more powerful, it would have been awesome, but it's picking it up. Some of it's actual, just the cardboard's nicked. That's what that spot is. This cardboard gets nicked up quick. I gotta say, I can't believe it. It sounds so weak, but I guess it isn't. I guess you pop it open to clean it. There's nothing else. This is marked, and this is marked cardboard. So, yes. And this, I guess, if you want to get in crevices, probably even a little more powerful. Yeah, I'm thinking of a big vacuum. It's not. It's scaled down. Now, this had really good reviews. I don't know how you clean it, though. I think you pop it open. Obviously, you do. But I picked it because it had the highest reviews, and... you know, the damn thing works. What can I say? I think I ordered the blue one and they sent me this white one, but who cares what the color is, right? Anyway, hey, it works. I don't know if it's something you need. I use a blower, a cordless blower. I've shown that in a previous tips and tools and tips video. So, I mean, that's the opposite. It blows. This one sucks it in. But you know what? It's a little goofy, but it worked. So what can I say? It worked, right? I have nothing bad to say about it. I'll put a link below. I actually might end up using this a little more often than I'm joking about here. All right. Now, I'm also going to show a pad that I lay on the table that you guys don't see. I ordered a new one, and I thought of showing it because I don't show it on camera. Sometimes, occasionally, you see this one when I want to show something, and I have a dirty mat. I'll put this down because I like it to be clean when I'm showing all my stuff. I like a clean table. This only lasts about a week or two. Then I replace this black cardboard, which I get at Walmart or the dollar store. They're like $1 a piece, these sheets. I just lay them down. I have two-sided tape, and that's what I use. And I keep an extra all the time. This is from Hobby Lobby. I think it's from Hobby Lobby. This is a brand new one because when it gets a little stained up, it's defeating the purpose. But the other one I use for cutting, and I'm going to show you that now. Right after this next product. Now, this isn't really a tool or anything. It's actually a model. Technically, I showed this years ago, and I wanted to build it and couldn't find it. So, if you see my inventory, you guys know how the hell do you find anything. I was looking for a kit for somebody. I'm pulling all these kits out. I was looking for a high grade, and this was in the back. And I said, I found it. So I'm going to show this now. I got this on Amazon, believe it or not. It is a steel model, all right? And it is a Scorpion. And check this out. Let me grab my phone so you can look. It comes with the tools, the wrenches, Allen wrench, the screwdriver. And check these parts out. These are all stuck to this cardboard. See it? And they're all numbered. As you need them, you peel it off. Look at this. This thing is just awesome. It's not cheap. It's around 50, 60 bucks. Look at this. It's awesome. I'm going to show you what it looks like now. I'm going to grab my phone because I have it saved so you guys can see it. All the screws are in here. Everything's labeled. Beautiful instructions. These are really thick. And as small as this looks, it looks like this takes quite a bit to get through. Look at this baby. it's just awesome. You can kind of see the scorpion up there. I will show you it there. There it is in a schematic sense. So let me pause this. Let me show you the completed kit. It comes in different colors, but the blue I think looked the best. It's that anodized blue. That's part of my lineup from Splash Paints. See it? Anodized blue. Let me go pause the camera now. I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, went and got my phone, my other phone, and there it is. Look at that. Is that awesome? Look at the gears for the claws. So I thought the blue looked the best. So you could choose other colors, but the price goes way up. I don't know why. Look, the red one is $73. This one's $53.99. You know, I don't know what this blue one is. I guess it's all blue, but that's $75. The price is just ridiculous. The green and the gold, reasonably priced at $59. But it just so happens, oh, here's a black and, what is that, black and gold? And it just so happens mine is just the color that I like the best. I just like the silver and the anodized blue. But isn't that a great looking desktop, little desktop figure like I have here? And look at that. So I 454 parts. I must include the screws, the pincers, body, tail. Anyway, that is awesome. So that's what this is, and I saw it when I dug it out looking for this. Boy, it was a while ago. I said, it's got to be here somewhere. I'll pop up someday. I gave up on it, and found it the other day looking for a kit for somebody. And here it is, and I wanted to show it to you. It is awesome. I'll put a link below. Scorpion. I think they have other stuff too, but this one just was the coolest looking one. I guess there's butterflies and whatnot. Yeah, I'll put a link below. There's the company. It's a Narwhal. What that is? Narwhal? Anyway, I'll put it up. Let me pause the camera. I'm going to show you the mat next. And then we're going to go and look at the new dehydrator. All right, behind the scenes, if I'm working on stuff, particularly with knives, I laid something over this. This is for show when I do my presentations. But mine was just cut up and it's just wrecked to hell. So I ordered another one. The one I use is a Cricut, and I ordered a Cricut. And this showed up. It's identical, same color and everything, but it says Westcott. So I'm guessing Westcott makes it for Cricut. I'll put the link below for the Cricut one, so see which one you guys end up with. If this is something you want, I will I'm going to open this up so I can show you guys this. It's a self-healing mat. Most of you guys know this anyway. It's just a common thing for us builders to have a mat. There we go. Looks much better now. And self-healing means when you're cutting and the knife gets into it, I'll cut it now. It just self-heals. It seals itself up. And after a while, a year and two, you just got to toss it. Sometimes you get paint on it. If it's a lacquer, you're going to ruin the thing. Not ruin it, but all these marks will come up, and then it will start to get a little exposed. But if it's an acrylic, it doesn't matter. But it's good to have a nice base like this when you're working. Particularly sometimes I will, I'll use my nippers, or sometimes I'll just get in even if it's a piece that's hard to get. Can you see what I'm doing? And sometimes, the blade will get in there. My buddy doesn't have good nippers. We'll take care of that soon as I'm releasing my own. I'll give him a pair. And so if you're cutting, it's self-healing. It says it right on the package. Self-healing cutting mat. Mine said Cricut, but I guess it's identical. It's the same color. I'm guessing one or the other makes it for these companies. Price-wise, let me go look up the price. 1 second. $16.99 for this one. And my big gray is $30. I think it was a little less. I get my big gray. It's by Fiskars. I get my, I'll show you that one now. I get this one at Walmart. But who knew they had them here also. Fiskars is a big brand name. But this one's awesome. It takes up the whole desk. A lot of times I'm pulling this on and off. And I got tired of having my large one. I'm going to show it to you now. It was because I had to move a lot of stuff to lay the whole one down, but to just move a couple of things aside, paints and model, to lay a smaller one down, it's perfect. Yeah, let me go grab the big gray one. I'll show you what my other one is. All right, guys, let me get this piece out of here. Let's get this out of here. I grabbed it. It's right here, sort of in my lap. Let's get this knife out of here. Here's the Fisker. All right, stop that camera. Here's the Fisker. Oh, we're gonna have to go in this way. And see, it takes up the whole bench. And my painter over here. So it's barely gonna fit. I have to make room. So that takes up the entire bench. So to pull it on and off for me was tough. But if you leave it on permanently, it's also worth having. At 30 bucks, it's double the size. I got this at Walmart. Well, this is my second one. I got this one on Amazon. My first one was at Walmart because I have a whole department with Fisker stuff. If you go to the craft department at most stores, you're going to see the brand Fisker. Let me show you what's on the other side. Another color. See that? So it depends what you want to go with. There you go. But I found using these and testing paints and particularly lacquers, it messed up quite a bit. So I started using these only when I was building kits. So I would pull this off when I was doing paint tests for you guys. And I started going with the black cardboard. That's why you see black cardboard all the time. It's just a neutral, perfect color. Represents the videos every time I do a video. So that is that. Let's get this out of the way. And we'll wrap it up with one last test. And that's in the other room. It's a menu. Dehydrator. We're going to spray some pieces here. Throw it in there. I got it running now with a thermometer to see how accurate it is. Not that temperature matters to us as far as the dehydrator goes. We're not making food. We're drying paint. So anyway, let's head to the other room. I'll take the camera with me. And we'll go check this item out. All right, my friends, check this out. I wanted you to hear the volume. This thing's been running. I got a thermometer in there. You can see it. I'm going to see I have it set for 120. And this one you can set for increments of a degree. My other one, it just jumps up like 10 degrees. It's really wacky. Whereas this one, you can actually dial in exactly what you want. Time-wise, doesn't matter. I just set it for a couple hours because I wanted to see how accurate it is. It's running. Can you hear? This is quiet. This is how warm it gets. It's just warm to the touch. Oh, it's exactly 120. Check this out. It's 120. So, pretty accurate. Now, it comes with tons of these shelves. I only put 3 in here. I'll show you. There's a bunch here. There's another bundle I didn't bother opening up. We're not going to need all of them. Now, it's not as deep as my buddy that's right there. So we'll do a measurements right now. But what we want to do now is 120 is a good temperature. Here's how you set it. Temperature here, just touch it. And then you just dial it up. We'll go up to 130. And you don't do anything else. It locks in what you want it at. You don't have to touch and hit start. You know, once you turn it on, it goes to it. For the time, the little time logo, it's set for an hour. Let's go plus. Yeah, we'll go up to 2 hours. You don't touch it. It'll just settle back into the 2-hour countdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my tape measure, and I'm going to grab something to paint. I'm going to paint some primer, and we'll put them in there, and we'll see how long that takes. Let me go grab a tape measure now. All right, guys, there's 2 of these. Well, there's several. There's 2 that I would pick from. This one was $86 with a 10% coupon, and the bigger one is $113 with the 10% coupon. And by that is, I think the other one has more shelves. It goes taller, but this is a nice size. It'll hold a car, his 1/24 scale car. Holds it perfectly. And if you want to go higher up, if you leave it on the Tamiya stand that I use, you can just take all of these out, you know, and go high up with that. Also, what I do like is it has the, let's take this out. It has the openings in these where I could just drop in when my stuff is on a clip, and I could just hang it like that. And some guys actually will put that into the base. Some have magnets, will fit in the little tray. Don't really need the tray. We're not cooking food. I just left it in there. So it's got some cool features. It's just a little short depth-wise for me from what I'm used to. So it's 8 inches deep, 11.5 across, and it's 11 high. So it's a nice big cube size, you know. But it also has a light where my original one doesn't. And you can actually tell if you're shooting, say, primer. You can tell when it's wet looking, then it looks, you know, dull. You can look in and see that. So the light, and it's a pretty nice light too. Look at that light. I'll just leave it on. So overall, 12 by 14 by 12. That's the size. You want one with a fan that blows from the back. See the fan in the back? Because it goes through all of the trays at the same time. If it's at the top, it's going to hit the top pieces first. And then towards the bottom, it's going to be a different time as far as drying times go. Let me pull this back up. Now I'm going to compare this to mine, which is right there. I've been using it. I'm going to show you how long. But first, we're going to give this a full test. I'm going to go spray a couple of spoons with some primer from a spray can. That's nice and heavy and wet. And then I'll take this tray with me. I'll put them on this tray, and we'll put them in. We'll just leave it running as it is. So I'll be right back. Let me go spray a couple of spoons. All right, I only took a couple of seconds. Here they are. See, they're wet and shiny. This is Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 Black spray can, so it goes on nice and heavy. Let's just drop it right in the middle here. All right, let's close that up. 154, so let's see how long this takes. And yeah, we'll go over the results in a second. So let me turn off the camera and let this do its thing, and I'll come back. We'll see how long it takes. All right, guys, I can see already at 152, it's only a couple minutes, but you know, just standing here, I could see it get the dull look. It has the shine is gone. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Yeah, it's cured it already. Now I let it stay in. When you see me doing videos, I will let it. Let's turn this off. I let it stay in for the full 15-20 minutes. But then you can put paint on top of it. You're ready to go. You probably could in a pinch do this. It's pretty on there already. So yeah, I can feel the nice warmth. This one heats up just like mine. It's really good. It's a little smaller. I like mine because of the depth in mine. I'm going to show you that in a second. But it is good looking, and it's big enough yet it'll fit in a good spot. I've been watching this one for a while because they keep disappearing. I keep recommending these things to you guys, and they keep disappearing, and they never come back in. But this one stood up most of the year. I've been watching it, and I finally bought one. And the price being under 100 for this one, and just over 100 for one with a little bit higher. However, mine is still available, and let me show you how long I owned mine for. Ready for this? I'm going to go right into my cart because I put it in the cart to show you guys. All right, I'm going to touch this here. That's the one that's right there. 4.5 years ago, I bought it. It's still running. This is why I like to recommend mine. Check this out. That's the biggie. It's $129. I don't think there's any coupon. No, it's $129. But tell you the truth, the big one of this still dwarfs it at a what, $10, $15 difference. And if you want the smaller one of mine, it's a little smaller. I'll show you right here. It's $99. But you got the depth. I'll show you the depth of what I mean right now. So when I put the listings, but was only 11 left in stock of that one. But mine is awesome. I just love it. But these are all good. I have nothing bad to say about this little guy. It is quiet. It's awesome. But measurement-wise, mine is tough to beat. All right, I'm going to move the camera here quick. I'm going to pick her up a little bit. There we go. Now mine doesn't have a light in it at all. The door is janky. It's this tray. You pick this damn thing up and take it out like that. And for trays, they're plastic. I'm going to show you those. I'm grabbing one here. It has a bunch of trays, but I only use a few at a time. And that's it. But the difference is the depth. I could have measured this. 13. All right. Let me grab a tray from the other one. Sorry, guys. We're doing this in real time. We're walking around here. There you go. There's your size difference. See it? Almost double the depth. All right. Let's check out the height. Right. Overall, the unit is 15, 16 inches high. Inside, it's like 13 and a half. Depth-wise, we just did that. It's 13 and a half. And across, 12. So overall, it's just gigantic compared to it. It's pretty basic on how it works. I can get in here with my camera. It's pretty basic. I'm going to grab this. Look at this. That, you're going to hit it. And it turns on, and then you got your timer and temperature. Now see it goes to 158. It's kind of flickering. So you go down 149, 140, 30. I leave it at 122 to 130. and then I dry all my pieces in real time as I'm doing my videos. Timer, you just hit the time, the clock, and then you go, say 10 hours, 11 hours. It goes by 30-minute increments. I turn it off. And you gotta, of course, slide the lid back on. And it's much louder compared to the new one I just showed you. So it depends what you want. If you don't need one that gigantic, or that noisy, I should say, this one is fine. I tested it. I watched it to make sure it's been in stock for a while. It has. The reviews go back a ways too, which also helps understand. But I personally like mine. I always will. But it doesn't have the light. It doesn't have the quietness. And a little bit smaller in size is probably more than enough some of you guys need. So there you go. I'll put a link below for all. Let's head back to the bench and let's wrap this up. All right, my friends, there you go. We have the little cup holders, the thinner, cleaner, and flow improver. This little vacuum, which I kind of make fun of, but the damn thing works. That model of the Scorpion, the desk. Where are we here? The desk mats right here. All right, and the dehydrator, and I will also put up a link for all of them, including my new paint, which is right here. These are available today at Gundam Pros. And again, they are a pearl blue, flat black, satin black, I should say. Pearl blue, satin black, pearl, white pearl, look at that, and rose gold. So there you go. Now the blue is going to be in different shades depending on what you spray it over. That's over gray. And you can spray it over colors too. Here's the blue over white. You get that blue look. So, coming up the white pearl. White pearl is beautiful, by the way. And that's over gray. And I sprayed it over black. It looks just like that over. This might be over black. Anyway, there you go, guys. Those are the 4 new colors available now. There's only about 20. I think there's only about pearl blue. There's only about 20 bottles of each, 25 bottles of each. I had to do a minimum of 100. I wanted to see how they came out, so I just ordered about 25 of each. And there you go. That is them. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Coming up soon, maybe this week, midweek. New chrome from Splash, the great Splash paint line that does my anodized. Well, I have a lot of colors from them. My tricolors, which is right here. Yes, look at that. And then I have my anodized colors right there. That's Nocturne Red. That is the same brand. The awesome Splash paint they made here in America. And this is light chrome and mirror chrome. I think the mirror is more like a true chrome. This is more of a polished metal look, I believe. You can tell even by the packaging. So this test, I am curious. Let's lower this camera. I'm curious on this one, so I think this one's going to be coming up next. So look for this video. There you go, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around for this long-form video. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell when you see we put up a new video. Thank you guys so much. I want you guys to have a great rest of your weekend. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless.